unboxing, explosion.
I'm sorry, I ruined it by laughing.
It's fine, doesn't matter. Some of these are expensive game components and I've just thrown them on the floor. So many of these have my address on. You're gonna have a really good time editing this. Oh, fuck, that hurt. Welcome, gamers. Today we are going to open far too many packages. To give you a little bit of context for what the fuck you're looking at, I decided to start a collection of GTA physical copies. So pretty much every GTA I've ever owned, I've always had digitally. So on Steam or, Epic Games, heaven forbid, or some shit like that. But I wanted to collect as many physical copies as I could. So it's going to be anything from GTA 1, the original release on PC, PlayStation 1, etc., all the way up until GTA 5 Definitive Edition, shit like that. It's going to include... I'm going to basically try and find as many unique copies as I can. So as we unbox them, I'll talk about a little bit about, the background and stuff of why some editions exist. They're going to be from different countries. I've got some Japanese stuff, some German stuff, some Dutch stuff that you might have saw on my Twitter as well. And yeah, we're just going to whack them all open with this blade that my mummy probably wouldn't let me use if she saw me doing it. So let's get started. Also, some of these, as you can tell, these aren't video games. Well, they might be. It might be a gigantic video game. But I also ordered some retro consoles. I've got a PlayStation 1 over there that I've already opened because I got really impatient and I'm sorry. I think this is a PS2, possibly an original Xbox because it's really heavy. I don't know. But we'll open those too.
God, shit!
Thought it'd be funny. First one, how exciting. Okay, so a lot of these that I open are going to be fairly standard copies. A lot of them aren't going to be standout because obviously, you need the basics to start a collection. So this is just GTA 5 on Xbox One. I'm always trying to buy them complete in box if I can, CIB, so it's like, it also includes the manuals and the maps and stuff. I won't inspect the sort of quality of everything too much because I don't really care that much, and I'm not really going to be... I don't even own an Xbox One, so I'm not going to be playing these. It's purely for display reasons. But I will say... I don't know how well this shows on the camera, second camera, but you can see there's a lot of scuff marks on the barcode here. It's very sticky, and the person on eBay didn't say that it was going to be sticky, and I'm really cross about that. So I'm going to leave them positive feedback anyway, because I'm polite. Right, so an important thing to note about PS3 copies is that there are actually two types. You won't see them, I don't think any of episodes have this, but this is the new style of PS3 cases, the one with just the PS3 logo on the top. If you've seen an original one of GTA 4 especially, because that came out on like the first, first release of the Xbox 360 and PS3. The old PS3 cases have the full PlayStation 3 written all the way down the side. So if I ever see a PS3 copy, I will always try and get both box arts, if that makes sense. Also, this case is pretty beefed on the right side there. So 0 out of 2 in people being not talking about scuff marks on their listings. But it's complete in box, so it's got everything we want. Can you pass me my PS2 copy, the Dutch copy of LCS on PS2? Liberty City Stories. This is a good way to start. Sometimes the discs can be loose. I don't know if that's something that you can argue, might have happened in transit or something like that, but luckily these aren't sealed copies. I have purchased some sealed copies, but the actual condition of it seems fine, and it's all complete. I do, as you see here, I do actually have a copy of LCS on PS2 already that I got from the Netherlands a few days ago. The only reason I purchased two is because this one has just the Dutch localization on the back, And I thought that was a pretty cool thing to have. But this one from eBay is just a standard PS2 copy. Nothing really interesting to say. Aside from the fact that the disc was hanging out. Brilliant. Transition. Boom. And then have like a Beyblade coming out.
I'll just leave
Boom.
that like that.
Oh, this is huge. So, the reason this is from, well, the reason this is in weird packaging, this is directly from Japan. So, this is one of the big things that I'm going to clickbait. Look at this, they even put like a little like backboard on it. These are PS2 Japanese copies. So, if you're familiar with speedruns, a lot of people run on the Japanese version because it actually had an entirely different release that was done by Capcom, actually. So instead of being published by Rockstar North, or whoever did Vice City and GTA 3, I'm pretty sure it was Rockstar North. But yeah, as you can see, it has like a completely different release, different logos, different age ratings and stuff like that. So we'll get this cracked open and we can have a proper look at them. But this is cool that they had a backplate and stuff. That looks so sick. Look at that. Looks fucking awesome. And it has like entirely different, like, obviously this is the US box art that you would expect to see, but like the back I'm pretty sure is entirely like custom made. And then obviously it has like the Capcom branding and stuff, so you know it's legit. Yeah, this looks fucking awesome. All complete in box. Everything's here, seemingly. I'm not too fussed if I got like a Japanese copy like this and it didn't have like a manual with it. Yeah, so if I get something like this and it's not complete in box, I sort of have like a priority list. So like the idea of getting something like this is way more important than getting a manual. But obviously, especially if it's localized to something like Japanese, I would much prefer to get a manual because obviously it's not going to be in English. But with a lot of the English copies, you can buy manuals and box art and spare cases and stuff for cheap on eBay. So I'm not really too fussed about that. It's worth noting that someone called Mystic on YouTube, he has a huge collection of like general games, not just GTA stuff. And I've been watching a ton of his videos recently, and he kind of inspired me to start this collection. So if you've watched his videos, you'll probably see a lot of inspiration for how we kind of put this together. Like, we have plans to put like a little price chart of how much it costs and things like that, which is all his idea that I'm stealing and giving him credit for where I can. So yeah, let's see what this is. What is this? Oh, this is, I guess I bought two from the same person, and they sent both to me, which is very nice. And like a ham, what does it say? Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, so, to give you a backstory about this one, so what this says is it's a little note that says, I have no idea about this bootleg copy of GTA 1. I assume it's a bootleg, at least. And I was like, what on earth is that? But so to give you an idea, I posted on Twitter about the idea of me getting this collection together, and someone messaged me and said, oh, by the way, I have a copy of SA on PC that's French. You can have it if you want. Like, he didn't even want me to pay or anything. So I was like, oh, sick, yeah, of course I'll take it off your hands. Like, I offered him some money, but he said no. So then he was like, also, I'll throw an extra thing in that I found while I was looking around for it. So I was like, oh, sick. And that's what this is. It's apparently a bootleg copy of GTA 1, which is cool. And is also... No, I was going to say it's in French, but it's not. I'm just blind. But it seems to be in like a CD case, almost. PS1 games do usually come in these sort of jewel cases, but they're usually a lot thicker. So, to give you an idea of the sort of thickness, the bottom here is my copy of GTA 1, the special edition, or the limited edition, which has like the soundtrack and stuff with it. And as you can see, it's like twice as thick. So I'm honestly not sure. This might be a bootleg, or it might be like some copy I've never heard of. But the actual box art here, this one with the GTA, there is actually a very similar one for GTA 2 that actually was released in the UK. And I was very confused about it when I first saw it, because I thought it was a bootleg copy, but it wasn't. It's actually just the UK version. They basically copy and pasted the GTA 1 box art and just put a 2 next to it. But the traditional release that you've likely seen is the one with just GTA 2 in all caps on it, which is like the American release. So yeah, this is literally just a case with the game. There's no manual anything, which is to be expected. But I mean, I'll never say no to a free copy of GTA 1. I know if you look inside, there is a sort of separation between GTA 1. Some of them are called yellow disc copies, and some of them are red discs. Obviously, this is a red one. Honestly, at the time of this recording, I have no idea what the difference is, but, one extra red disc, whatever that means. Cool. And then obviously this is the one that was actually sent to me as part of it. And yeah, it's San Andreas on PC, which is San Andreas on a physical PC release that's in this good condition is already pretty hard to find, but the fact that it's also in French is incredible. So thank you to whoever sent me this. They said that they didn't want to be referred to as their name as it was, so I won't accidentally dox anyone or anything like that. But yeah, a full, complete in-box French SA copy on PC, which is awesome. Thank you so much. Right, so get this out of the way. So this one is a very standard copy. It's been kind of beat up on the side, as you can see, but these labels just come off anyway. I don't really care about this. It's the Xbox Classics version of SA. To my knowledge, I don't think... I think there was a regular Xbox version, but it's a lot harder to find. This one was very cheap. It's not an import or anything, it's just a standard version. They also released a physical copy for SA on Xbox 360 and PS3, and those are actually quite expensive. They're like £15-20 each, whereas these are like £3 or £4 that you can buy. But finding one in good condition was pretty difficult, but this one is pretty good, I'd say, as I almost dropped the disc. And finding one with the manual and stuff complete as well is also pretty tricky. But yeah, so these ones aren't particularly expensive, even though they're kind of like a, different case, but these releases aren't anything special. It's the same as the PS2 Platinums, which I'll show you soon, hopefully. They're just re-releases once a game sells a certain amount of copies, I think, and it's just an excuse to make more money. It's the same game. But yeah, so the Xbox 360 versions and the PS3 versions, that Gen 6 of consoles or whatever, those are the important ones because they only released that for San Andreas. So if you look for like a PS3 version of Vice City, for example, it does exist, but to my knowledge, it's all digital. There's no physical releases for those. If you are going to sell games on eBay, especially if they're like collector's items, please at least put some fucking bubble wrap around it, for God's sake. If this is a sealed copy and it's broken now, I'm gonna be so pissed off. It's literally just paper. It's literally just a large letter envelope folded in half. That's all the packaging that's in it. Luckily, this one is just a duplicate Classics version. So this one, it's not a loose disc, but it didn't have any manual with it. And then when I was looking through eBay, the box is actually fucked, look at that. So yes, this one was in really bad shape, but it was only like £2 on eBay, so I was like, I'll put a bid on this, and then hopefully find a better copy. This was the much better copy. So this one is essentially a paperweight at this point. It's not worth reselling because it's in such bad shape, but I might end up like Frankensteining the game and putting it in a new case, something like that, we'll see. Because yeah, this thing is fucked. I wouldn't even sell that personally if I were a seller. But yeah, it's fine. Even if I sell it as a loose copy, just a disc, that's no trouble. Okay.
What's it called? Okay.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. So this one is kind of a strange one. So GTA 3 obviously was released on original Xbox, but it's not any sort of classics version or anything like this. It's actually just the box art from the PS2 Double Pack collection. So the games 3 and Vice City were released as a double pack together on the PS2, and they had like, once you open up the big box that came with it, you would have the 2 individual games in the PS2 cases, and they just had like this print on either side of like the standard box art. And then, to my knowledge, I don't know if there's even a double pack for Xbox. There might be. Obviously, there's so many different collections, it's hard to keep track. But each individual listing that I saw for all of the games, Vice City, well, all of them, Vice City and 3 on Xbox, were all these box arts. So I assume it's legit. And yeah, cool to get this on Xbox as well. I'll definitely look out for a double pack version if it exists. And obviously, there's not really much point in buying like the double pack and several different individual copies, because I'm just going to have these on a display case somewhere or like a shelf anyway. So it would make much more sense to just take the individual copies out, and then I've got the double pack box and the individual copies there as well. So if you're a fan of Mystic, you're probably booing right now, because this is a red PS3 case, and this is a good example. As you can see before, these are the old cases that have the full PlayStation 3 written down, and it's also a greatest hits release. So this is exactly the same pretty much as the Xbox Classics or the PS2 Platinum versions. There's no difference, it's literally just a different case, different box art. But obviously they're pretty cheap, so I may as well pick them up just for the sake of having different stuff. Looks all pretty intact, no issues. I imagine what quite a lot of people do, I mean this is just a random theory, is if they do have like greatest hit stuff, they might just swap the disc out, because obviously the disc is branded as well. So it doesn't matter so much if the disc is branded if you're a collector, because most of the time they'll just sit on a shelf anyway. Only the external is what matters. So you could just put this in a regular GTA 3, a PS3 case, and nobody would be any the wiser, to be honest. That's unboxing collecting hacks with eBay. How to scam everyone. They'll never know. I say as I publish this publicly on the internet. Ugh. Speaking of things that I didn't think would be too easy to find, physical PC copies of the modern era games, so GTA 4 and 5, especially 5. This one, it kind of makes sense, because Games for Windows Live was, even though we all know it's a piece of shit, 2008, when this game came out, physical PC boxed copies were still a thing, really. It was transitioning to the time where digital-only releases were becoming, they weren't common by any means, but people were realizing that digital copies were the way to go. Steam had been around for quite a while at that point, I think. That might not be true, I might just be spreading misinformation on the internet, oops. But yeah, so I especially thought that I didn't even know if there was a PC copy, a physical one of GTA 5 at all, but there is, and I have one somewhere here. But the GTA 4 one, I'm pretty happy with. It's very heavy. I think it's because of all the maps and stuff that come with it. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. And one really cool thing, the manuals that they do, as you can see here, is they do like newspaper headlines almost. If I can get the fucking thing out. There we go. Yeah, it's like On Liberty. It's like a magazine that they have specifically for it. So it's like our best issue ever, a guide to the city. And if you actually go inside, there's actually it sounds stupid, like a guide to the city, but unironically, you can actually have a look at the best places to see the sights inside GTA 4 from the manual. So it's actually a legit magazine that you can go through and check, where do I want to go? You can go to Times Square, the Statue of Liberty, or the Statue of Happiness in GTA 4, and all that kind of stuff. And the actual manual is a survival guide, which is really cool. All the branding of this stuff is awesome. Love this. And also in PC releases that you'll see, GTA 5 is horrendous for this later on. Multiple discs as well. As you can imagine, PC DVD-ROMs can only handle so much, so these all have several discs as well to install the game. Because technology. Just looking at cardboard. It might be a manual for my Vice City PS2 copy, because it didn't have a manual and I found one really cheap. So it might just be a piece of cardboard with a manual in it. So this is just a Vice City manual. I bought a PS2 copy, which was in really good condition, but it had no manual. And then there was also a separate listing for the manual for £2. So I was like, whatever, I'll just get them both. It's much better to do this than pay £10 for a shitty, like we saw those Xbox Classic versions. Some of them can be really crap, and eventually you're gonna find a better copy anyway, so it's better to get the good condition ones, especially with the PS2 games, because they can be quite hard to find, honestly. Because, a lot of people don't take care of this stuff, because why would you? Nobody predicts when you buy a game in 2002 that it's going to be wanted by a collector 20 years later, and it needs to be in like pristine condition. So yeah, finding like sealed copies and stuff like that is like almost impossible nowadays. And if you find them, they usually go for like thousands, which is, yeah, maybe one day I'll buy a full sealed copy of everything and buy it all over again and make another video and get another billion views and make all my money back. That's the plan. Oh dear. Okay. So this is the traditional US release for GTA 2. As you can see, the box art is very different to what I was talking about before. And we've got a little pokey here. This is another loose disc. I really don't like loose discs when it comes to jewel cases because these things fall apart so fucking easily. And no wonder it's loose. Plastic's broken on the inside as well. So getting this just in general on the cheap is fine. I'm obviously not too happy with the condition, but spare jewel cases you can get for pennies on the dollar, so I'm not too annoyed about that. I can simply just replace the case. Same again here. This might possibly be a bootleg, I don't know, but it's a thin CD case. It's not the standard PS1 case anyway. Actually, this might even be a PC copy. I might be really dumb here. It's kind of hard to tell. I think it might be a PC copy. Yeah, it is. It's a PC copy, so of course it's not going to be in a PS1 case. Yeah, maybe those were just dual case dual case PC CD-ROMs that I've just never seen before. Possibly. These kind of ones where you can just rip them out for like that. It's just the perfect fucking thing. Good shit. So, a bit more story time for you. Double pack. GTA 1 actually had 2 mission sort of DLCs, but they're not really DLCs. They're like mission packs. To start off with, you needed the original GTA 1 in order to play the mission pack London 1969, but then eventually they released standalone versions on PlayStation and stuff like that, so you can play it just by itself. But obviously at the time you would buy these in double packs in order to get like essentially 2 games at once, before DLC was a thing, because obviously, you know, it wasn't for another 10 years that DLC was really a thing at all. And also, speaking of getting different versions of games, Sold Out was actually an original distributor for the old GTA games. I don't remember what regions they distributed in, but they're like a third-party reseller, and they obviously have their own cases, as you can see. So wherever I see one of them, I'll grab one if I can get a Sold Out release as well. But yeah, these ones are really cool. These little blue things, and as you can see, even the discs are modified Sold Out discs. So these are definitely separate versions that I would consider. And yeah, I think this literally cost me 99p, which is a crazy deal for something like this. Especially, again, in such good condition, 20-year-old discs that are in impeccable condition. Like, wow. Wow. Very nice. These are weirdly done upside down, but sure. 2 for £30 and then £20. I definitely didn't pay that for this. Let me flip these the other way around one side. Yeah, so this double pack is both GTA 4, and again, as I said before, it's the PS3 Platinum release. It's in a Blu-ray disc, actually. I don't know if that's normal or not, but interesting. And the Xbox 360 Classics release. Very similar to what we're talking about with San Andreas. These are just same old releases of the games. Hold that thought. Not a loose disc, actually. Sounds like it, but it's not. It's in. Well, I mean, that's a good thing. Loose games can always potentially cause damage. Oh, this comes right off, which is good. If any of these things do have stickers like this, I'll try my best to remove them. But if they're like baked on, like this one seems to be, then sometimes it might be best to just leave them alone, even though ideally I'd not like any kind of graffiti on my fucking games. Sometimes it's best, especially if sometimes they stick them on the cover art instead of the actual case. You know, you can just ruin the entire box art by taking these things off. So I'll try and get it off if I can. If not, then so be it. But yeah, these all seem pretty decent condition, and I'm pretty sure I got these for like buy one get 40% off on the next one, so can't really complain. And I will have a regular PS3 edition of GTA 4 as well, and a regular Xbox 360 edition at some point as well. A lot of loose discs, and a lot of not very well done packaging. Like, this is like fucking tissue paper or something. Thankfully, this one isn't too much of a problem if it does get damaged as a result, because it's just a PS3 copy of GTA 5. And the only thing inside is an ad for Mr. Price Tree and Garden. If you guys need any gardening doing, be sure to go and get a free quotation from this guy, I guess. Yeah, sure. Cool. Yes. GTA 3. This one, there isn't too much to say. It's a very nice copy of GTA 3 on the PS2. This one, if you're not too familiar with the box art, you might have seen the other one earlier on the Japanese copy. The Japanese copy had the US release. This is the UK release. So if you've ever seen this before, just different box art, different countries, very similar thing. There are some scuffs on the outside, but nothing that you would notice when it's just sat in a shelf. Hey, stop doing that, it's not funny. Fragile Legends. Ooh. I'm saying fragile hand with care, and I'm just ripping it open with like my big ogre hands. I'll be a bit careful with this one. It's a package with then bubble wrap and then wrapping paper inside. Wow, is it that time already? So speaking of Platinum editions, did you guys know that even PS1 games had Platinums? I didn't until recently. I might have seen them when I was a kid, but I didn't really recognize them. This case isn't in the best condition, but it had all the maps and stuff with it, as you can see in the manual and everything. So I honestly wasn't too beat up about it, because if you get one like this in pristine condition, they are a lot more expensive. So there's like a hairline crack here and a bit of scuffing on the top right, but honestly, for a Platinum edition, I didn't pay too much for this, so again, I'm not too beat up about it.
It's like a DS. Oh, it is a DS game.
DS game, yeah. The only GTA to be released on the Nintendo DS, GTA Chinatown Wars. Actually, quite expensive. These games are 20 or 30 quid each usually. The PSP is usually slightly less expensive. Don't know why exactly, but DS games in general just have a huge markup on them. Like, if you want to buy like Gen 4 Pokemon games and shit, they're like fucking 500 quid each. So yeah, DS games just seem to have quite a premium on them. So obviously GTA, big series. Chinatown Wars didn't sell that well, so there's not a lot of copies floating around. So yeah, these are pretty expensive considering, you know, that you think it's a niche game, so you wouldn't think it would ever be too much. Okay, Vice City PS2 Platinum. Again, as I say, I will get a black label, which is like the standard PS2 copy, and then a Platinum edition as well, if the game has it, which obviously GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, etc. all do, because they all went Platinum. They all sold a ton of copies. So yeah, nothing too interesting about this one. We'll get the black label at some point. I think again, GTA 3 UK box art, and it's just a PC copy. These ones also have a dual disc apparently. It's an install and then a play disc as well. I didn't actually know that it had two discs, that's news to me. But yeah, these ones, I've never actually had these before because I always had them on PS2, but it's cool to have them on PC as well. Alright, we're kind of moving into sort of big territory now, almost. Running out of small things to open. I'm gonna be so depressed when Christmas is over.
A while to go yet.
So here we go. Very nicely packaged. Seemingly very good condition. So as we were talking about before, this is Grand Theft Auto Mission Pack 1, 1969 for London. And this is what I was talking about before. So this was originally a mission pack that you needed the original Grand Theft Auto 1 to play. But then when I think they released the PS1 version later, but I'm not sure on that. But they made it so it's a standalone game. So it says like an innovation in gaming, a mission pack, what is it? Mission pack technology. And yeah, the idea was just that you could play this game by itself. You didn't need to actually own the original GTA. I'm almost breaking my fingers getting this fucking case open. Jesus Christ. I hate PS1 jewel cases. Did I ever say that? And now I will never open this up again. Brilliant. This one is not super expensive. I don't know why. Both the mission packs are equally as niche. But 1961, that I think only came out on PS1 or PC, one of the two. It didn't come out on both versions. I cannot find listings for that. Like, that must be such a rare game. Whereas this one isn't too bad. So you might never see me pick up a copy of 1961. I don't know. What is this?
Another GTA 5?
Another GTA 4.
Oh.
But it's a new copy, so it has the PS3 logo on the top. I don't know why they did re-releases of all the cases, but yeah, these aren't particularly expensive, so easy to collect. GTA 3. That looks bootleg as fuck, doesn't it? Look at the comparison. I swear to you, I did not buy it like that. Look at the it's just centered. Now I look at that, I'm like, that looks like it was drawn on with a fucking pencil or something, but no. I think it might just look like that, but I'm honestly not sure. That's kind of strange. I don't know why they would change it to be on the left. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, GTA 3 PS2 Platinum, complete in box. Disc is in good nick. Hopefully it's real. It's a good thing to say when you unbox something. Hopefully it's real. I'll double check that. And it says no, it is not real. Ben got scammed. Platinum. LCS PS2. I now have 3 copies of this fucking game. And probably many more to come. These ones, I guess they updated. I guess this actually kind of makes sense as a timeline. Because as you can see, there are now 3 different Platinum sort of brandings on 3 different PS2 games for GTA. I guess I'll show them with the alternate camera. You've got the left-hand side with PS1. It's not focusing. Please focus. Focus. Thank you. You got the left side for GTA 3, the middle for Vice City, and then the red sort of best of PlayStation 2 for LCS. And these were only released how many years apart? Like 5? 4? So they did 3 iterations of the Platinum cases in 4 years for some god knows reason. So remember when I got that double pack for GTA 1 PC and GTA London? Individual copies. Obviously when I said that I was going to get the double pack and then not buy individual copies, that's only if they're in like a big box set, because then I can display both of them. Whereas that one before is just a single CD case, and these ones are obviously completely separate. So, yeah, these all seem, again, good condition. Is that like... Oh, it's a map. I thought they might have put like padding on the inside for the case, but no, it's just the map. This one doesn't have it, but again, you're only going to see this, so I'm not really too bothered. And finding maps for GTA London 1969 on PC sold out release is probably going to be a pain in the ass. So I'm probably not going to do it. What is this? Oh, this one was cool. So, I don't know what the deal with this exactly is, but it's another copy of GTA 1 on PC, the sold out release, but as you can see, it's a completely different release, seemingly. This is the like standard DVD case, and then this one is a CD case, I guess. I'm not too sure, but look at that. It's pretty sick. Extreme Edition. PC, Grand Theft Auto, all the maps, left side case for some reason, but I don't know what makes it so extreme. Tell me in the comments after liking and subscribing. Extreme Edition. I can't close this case anymore because it's too extreme. I love loose copies. Loose copies. More like edit that out. So, say first sealed copy on our one. These obviously aren't particularly expensive. If I'm gonna buy any of the new ones, like PS5, Xbox Series X, for GTA 5, and also potentially PS4, Xbox One, etc., and then also the Definitive Edition, I'm going to do my best to buy sealed copies because they're not that much more expensive. But worst case scenario, sealed copy, the fucking game is loose. Fucking loose copy. Let me know in the comments if I should if I should break the seal and salvage the game inside after liking and subscribing. Another Japanese import. Looks like a standard PS3 case, but I don't quite see. I guess I'll do this. You can see there's a Japanese text on the top. I actually have no idea what it says, but all it takes is one weeb in my comment section to immediately tell me what it means. What?
It's on the side of the case too.
Oh yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5. But yeah, so again, these aren't anything special. I don't even know if much has changed in the Japanese release of GTA 5, nor do I know if I could even play it if I owned a PS3, which I even don't. But yeah, it's a cool little collection to have. And these ones were extremely cheap. These were like £5 each for GTA 4 and 5 on the Japanese copies. Also a game that is surprisingly difficult to... Well, not surprisingly difficult, but it's more expensive than all the rest, seemingly. Vice City Stories on PS2 and PSP. This is a very standard copy, and these will cost you anything from 15 to 20 quid each. Say mine doesn't even have a manual with it. Compared to LCS, which you can buy for like 99p. But I mean, you know, this is the better game, so makes sense. So you might be wondering, Ben, didn't you already get one of these? Is it another example of the box art being bad or something? Not quite. I was told, see how correct this is, that this is actually a sealed version. And it is. It is a, not factory sealed, but it is technically a sealed copy and a pretty pristine copy of the Xbox collection. So definitely never opening this, and I'll probably just sell my other one back because I already bought that one at the time and then saw this one and was like, this is, again, much better condition, so why have, you know, why have turds when you can have golden turds, right? I say, talking about one of my favorite games of all time. Now have a look at this. I don't know how well it shows on the camera, but it has glittery text. Yeah, the actual Vice City text has like glitter on it. It like glistens in like certain lights and stuff, which was really cool. And yeah, this is a like thick boxed copy of Vice City on PC. Case is a little beaten up, but honestly, for like this release with the glitter, I have no idea like how rare this copy is or anything. But yeah, to grab this up was pretty cool. Got a very standard, this is all very standard like PC box art stuff they would open out like this. Install, manual, map, and then the playdisc as well. Yeah, very cool. But yeah, the reason I bought this one in particular is solely because of the glittery text. I thought that was a really cool pickup. Speaking of other cool boxed collections, Steelbook collection or not Steelbook Collection, Steelbook Edition of GTA 5, the Special Edition. It's kind of loose, which is a little annoying, but it's not too bad. But yeah, the fact that this is all pretty much intact is pretty cool. Again, I will get a standard GTA 5 Xbox 360 edition. And honestly, I don't know if I should display it as the Steelbook or in the box, because this is kind of like a weird, you know, like showing it like this or like this. You can't really tell that it's an Xbox 360. I could maybe display both. And if anyone wants the cool Guy Fieri shirt for Trevor on GTA 5 Xbox 360, then feel free to redeem this code that's probably already expired. Merry Christmas. Now this is a fucking holy grail. This is a sealed copy of GTA the Trilogy on Mac. I have no idea how many copies of this exist, but the only copy that I found online was sealed, so I bought this so fucking fast. GTA the Trilogy, which is already just trilogy copies in general, box sets, are rare. To find it on Mac, which, you know, nobody owns a fucking Mac, let's be real, sealed. This is easily one of the best pickups I've ever had. Holy shit. And seeing how, like, immaculate this is as well. Like, obviously, with sealed copies, just because they're sealed and they're new doesn't mean they're in good condition. You know, you could throw this out the window and damage it. But yeah, this is immaculate condition. I did also buy a second copy of this that wasn't sealed, just for the sake of, in case this was like a scam or something and I was gonna have to refund it. I may end up selling that on, I might end up keeping it anyway, I don't know. But yeah, GTA Mac Trilogy sealed. Woo! Mama! Is that a bit of someone's dinner on the, I'm trying to get it to focus. Focus! Why won't you focus? Oh, there we go. San Andreas PS2 Platinum. Bit of dog's dinner on the top. That's what we like to see. But otherwise, pretty decent condition. Can't complain. I'll just have to eat that later. A very nice copy of Vice City Xbox Collection. So similar to GTA 3, these just kind of have like custom box art on the back. Again, if I find a double pack or something like that, I'll have a look and see what I can find and try and get one. There is a trilogy version, which I do have, but I'm not sure if they have a double pack, which is what this is based off of. I just know they do on PS2, Xbox, not sure. This one's quite heavy. This one is standard PC edition, San Andreas. Quite heavy, I assume, because of the discs and stuff that need to be inside it. And cheat codes. Classic that every kid would have back in the day. They have different ways of typing in cheats. AZAC mine ever wanted, full clip infinite ammo, professionals kit weapons, it's all Hiso Yam. All the classics in here. Fun fact for you, Hiso Yam being the health armor and 250k cheat, that's not actually the intended cheat that you're supposed to type in. San Andreas cheats just have hashes, so there's loads of different versions of things like combinations of stuff that you can type in that give you the same effect. The actual intended cheat for that cheat to go off is like, I need some help or something, because it's obviously like words. But Hiso Yam was just spread on forums when people found it out, so that was the one that everyone talks about. But it's actually not intended to be used at all. It's just an oversight from the developers. Fun fact for you. Fun little fact. That cheat that you know, that was your childhood thing, it's wrong. This might potentially be a sealed copy. It is. Again, GTA 5 sealed copies are not difficult to come by at all. This is stuck to the bubble wrap, which is scary, and it's sticky bits, but... Because of course, when you get a sealed copy, you stick fucking bubble wrap to it. Of course you do. I'm not too fussed if these things aren't pristine. But yeah, PS4, Premium Edition, sealed. Again, GTA 5 when it came out on new consoles, they had like Premium Edition, Collector's Edition and stuff. I'll try and get a standard PS4 copy as well. I think I might have already ordered one. I don't remember. Yeah, cool little sealed copy. San Andreas on PC, if you can see there. And on the back, German. 16 age rating in German, and obviously German box art. This one was actually a kind of a hotly contested one. There was like 12 other bidders, but I won because of course I did, because I'm a winner. But yeah, if you're ever want to talk about your health and sport, translated to Gesundheit and sport in German, you can always do so. You can look at bars such as the Gaydar in German. Well, this is 2 copies of something. So these are what I was talking about before. The 3 and Vice City double pack editions, exactly the same as the Xbox ones, but for PS2, hence the blue cases. This one, no manual for this one. Manual for this one. Now I can sell it for triple the price. Let's go. Japanese LCS, very nice condition. PS2. This was also very cheap. I have no idea why. Also, I didn't have to ship these from Japan, so they were even cheaper. Sometimes, obviously, on eBay, you'll have to pay the postage from Japan, and these things will cost you like £15 or something just to ship it alone. But for some reason, LCS specifically doesn't. All of the ones that I bought for LCS have all been really cheap for some reason. So, yeah, LCS. Sorted. What a way to label it. GTA 1. This is a cool one. It's written just as GTA 1. But fun fact for you. Apparently, GTA London also has a special edition, because of course it does. So it says, first time ever as a standalone game. There you are. Again, dual cases. I'm not even going to open this one because that's such a pain in the ass to get back together. But yeah, Grand Theft Auto London Special Edition. Do you guys want to see a magic trick? Whoa! Explosions! These are sick. So, very interesting little set of copies for you. Green Pepper releases of San Andreas and Vice City on PC. These also, if you're familiar with speedruns, they have the Haitian-friendly release, so you can, do all the speedrun strats that you'd want to as well. But also in this, I'm pretty sure you can change the language as well, so you can play in English or German and things like that. So these are actually a really viable speedrun copy, if you did want to do speedruns, of course. But yeah, just very interesting. Jesus Christ, fucking juggling the case. But yeah, so they're actually separate from a what's it called, like a standard German release. These ones are, say, just German on the inside, on the outside rather. But yeah, these ones are basically like a third-party publisher, the same as Capcom released in Japan. Green Pepper are like a third-party distributor. Or I guess a better comparison would be the sold-out releases that you saw for GTA 1. Going back to San Andreas Xbox, also not the best condition, but again, as I said, finding these regular ones, aka non-classics, pretty hard to get in decent condition. I'll definitely buy a new one of these if I can find one at any point, but yeah, for now, it's pretty good. Standard Xbox now got the classics and the regular Xbox edition for San Andreas. So, very small case, as you can see. Vice City Stories on PSP, PlayStation Portable, which, a lot of people probably don't know even exists. Again, the box art of VCS and the manuals and stuff are really cool. Again, it's like a magazine, newspaper. Alien Stole My Brain, Yankee Doodles going off. And as you can see, the games are actually very different for the PSP because they're UMD video games instead of a standard circular CD or DVD. The PSP also had like UMD media, so you could actually watch films on it if you got a specific UMD disc. And those things are tiny, so it makes sense why the cases are so small. Nothing too much to say about this one. Xbox 360 regular, not the classics version, not the greatest hits version or any of that crap. Just standard GTA 4. It's in pretty decent copy, pretty decent shape. The only thing that I notice is a little mark there on the corner, but not really too bothered about that. Nice little sleeve on it though. GTA 2 PC, I believe it's the German version for GTA 2 on PC. I wasn't expecting to buy this at all. I had no idea it even existed. But yeah, very cool to have it. Might even leave it in this, because why not, right? Might look a bit ugly when I stack it on the shelf, but I might buy a sleeve specifically for it, because why not? I remember looking at the listing for this on eBay. This doesn't have a manual or anything like that, but again, just the fact that it's a German version at all, the fact that it has a German box art and stuff is pretty cool. Another GTA 2 copy, looking very rough. I'll have to check the eBay listing for this one, because this case is completely snapped in half. Again, dual cases on PS1 are pretty easy to replace. I'm not too beat up about it, but yeah. Hopefully this one wasn't damaged in transit. They did put some bubble wrap in to try and protect the disc, which is nice. And it seems to be in decent nick, so that's good. And Thrasher Skate and Destroy. It's AM Up Mavarone. That's written on with pen, I think. I don't think that's part of the actual art there. I think that's written on by somebody. But yeah, case in really bad shape, but the rest of it seems pretty good. So not too beat up about that. I have some replacement cases that I can use. I don't know if they're in this hole, but I did buy some. This is the Holy Grail. This is the Holy Grail. This right here is the PC version of GTA Vice City. And so if you've ever done a Vice City speedrun, I keep talking about speedruns because that's what I'm known for. This is the rare copy that MH found when he was physically in Japan, and he uploaded the files so then everybody else could speedrun it on this version because it's the fastest version. As far as I know, in the entire GTA speedrunning community, only 2 other people own a physical copy of the PC release. The PS2 one is really easy to find. I paid like $5 for it, as you saw before. This one is a lot more difficult to come across. I actually found this on a Yahoo Japan auction, and I sniped it at the last minute, so I was really happy about it. But obviously shipping it across from Japan was quite expensive. So yeah, getting this is along with that Sealed Mac trilogy. These are the top 2 that I am absolutely gushing about. Yeah, there you go. Vice City, boxed version, Japanese. Now I can say I'm an official GTA speedrunner. Ah, yes. This is why this is so heavily packaged. This is also a quite a prestigious one. This is quite a rare collector's edition of the original GTAs. So it has GTA 1, and then GTA London 1969, and GTA 2 in a collector's edition. And these things go for quite a lot, because obviously the individual games are rare enough as they are, but a specific collector's edition obviously costs way more. Bubble wrap inside for the cases, which is really nice. But yeah, you can't even like cheese the box art, because even the discs and the box art all have collector's edition across it. So, like, you can't spoof these things. They go for a lot of money. They are a fat little collection. Very happy about that. Because this, again, not many of these going around. So to find one in such good nick is quite the find. Ooh, that was a horrible sound. Okay, boxes.
Yeah, go for it.
Box inside a fucking box. Ah, this is a cool one as well. Hey. At the criminal price of $19.99 is a steal. It's a huge long box edition of GTA 1 on PC. I have no idea why they released these. Like, I don't know what the story is behind it, but it's super cool. And if I remember correctly, it also, I think it opens just off the top like this. Yeah. Yes. And this also came with a third-party release of GTA 2 on PC, which is the explosive release. This was a European third-party reseller similar to Green Pepper and the Sold Out guys. And I think they might have only done GTA 2, again, custom disc, so gotta collect them all, you know? But yeah, I'm not really too bothered about this. This doesn't go for that much money. But the long box edition of GTA 1 is a very cool one to collect. And once you get all of this stuff out, you actually get your own sort of prestigious copy of GTA 1 on PC as well. So again, I don't need to collect a copy of this because I already have it. I can very much just kind of cheat and take this out if I want to and say, hey look, a damn good copy of GTA 1 and also a long box edition. I'm calling it long box as though it's a original PS1 release. It's not technically, but it's close enough. This one just legit feels legit. I think this might be Advance. Because they sold such little copies because the game was so shit. From memory, this is also really good condition as well, considering how much I paid for it. And it's even, wow, they've gone above and beyond. They've even put it in a case protector for me. But yeah, it's a boxed copy of GTA Advance for Game Boy Advance. Fun fact, this game is almost unheard of, and it's the worst selling GTA game of all time, because they released it in 2004 for the Game Boy, which is already crazy. But what's even crazier is, if I remember correctly, they released it on the same day that they released GTA San Andreas. So everyone was in the stores stocking their PS2 shelves with San Andreas. Advance got completely left. If you go on the Wikipedia stats for how much it's sold, nobody knows, but it's probably about 10 copies ever. And here's one of them in a case protector, which is awesome. Oh wow, this is a thick one. So this is interesting. This is GTA Episodes from Liberty City on PC, and it's Chinese. I think it's Chinese. I have no idea if this is a legit distribution or not, or if it's like a bootleg or something like that. But again, this was really cheap, and I thought it would be really cool to pick it up. A very weird case. Bandai Namco Partners. I mean, I could believe that this is a legit release. This is a really thick map. Wow. Yeah, very strange. But again, it was cheap, so why not pick it up, right? It's a little dirty. I'll show you on this side. Yeah, it's a little dirty on the back. I don't know how much that will pick up quite well on camera. But honestly, I might be able to give it a clean and kind of spruce it up a little bit. Penultimate box. So this box just has some extra CD cases to put stuff in, especially because when I bought my original PS1, there was a couple of games that came with it, and the cases were just completely destroyed. So I just bought some of these cheap just to whack the games in, just so they can sort of preserve their conditions. Because the actual games are fine, and obviously PS1 games are quite difficult to maintain otherwise. So I hope this is what I think it is. PS2 to HDMI.
Oh.
PS2 controller. PS2 power cable.
No.
Oh, that's the IDE drive, which we need for the modding. This right here is a fat PS2, and it's actually pre-soft modded, so I can, you know, use like FreeMC boot or FreeMC boot or whatever it's called. I'm not too into the modding scene, but this will allow me to. It comes with a hard drive as well somewhere, and it'll allow me to play basically any PS2 game I want off of the hard drive. This is the hard drive. It's very heavy, so this is definitely it. But yeah, it comes with a 500 gig hard drive, and you can put games onto it. You know, you can burn them to a disc, so you can have like as many copies of a game as you want, and you can play them with no DRM issues or anything like that. And yeah, very awesome. I've also got quite a few different games for PS2 that I want to go back and play that I like never beat as a kid, or you know, playing some of the PS2 older stuff, like the old games. Old GTA games that I haven't played in a while. Hard drive. So yeah, I think this will be really fun. I think I'll spend quite a bit of time playing my geeky PS2. So if I ever quit streaming or making videos, you know where I went. Here we are. A morbidly obese PS2. And yeah, apparently the memory card is already pre-soft modded, but obviously a fat PS2 is apparently pretty easy to mod by itself anyway, so I'll definitely look into the process of setting this up myself, just for the sake of learning. But yeah, so a lot of these games are going to be played on there. That is just about everything in terms of the collection. I'm sure at some point we'll do a pan of everything so you can see how it looks when it's all together. But yeah, so highlights, Sealed Mech Trilogy, Vice City Japanese PC, what else did I get? Advance, the Collector's Edition, everything like that. Yeah, pretty good. You'll see how much I spent on it. I won't include the consoles or anything because that's just like a separate thing that I've been doing. So it'll be exclusively how much I paid for the these games, the GTA stuff exclusively. Yeah, I hope this was somewhat entertaining to watch. It was very entertaining to do. We've got a lot of cleanup to do now, a lot of garbage and cardboard and stuff on the floor. As you can see, my camera lady is very graciously pointing out on my floor. But yeah, so this won't be the last, you know, time I'll be unboxing a GTA game. So there might be follow-up content, bonus stuff of me showing you other stuff that I unbox as I go, because my plan is to get every single copy I can find. Goes without saying, but if you have a copy that you think would be really cool, a sort of niche copy, don't come at me and say, Ben, I have GTA 3 on PS2, so does everyone, I can buy it on eBay really easily, as much as I appreciate that. But yeah, if you have like a rare, unique copy of something, or a sealed copy of something, then feel free to let me know, and I might potentially buy it off you. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Wave, Liv. Bye!
How are we gonna do it?
Yeah, I was thinking doing like, you know, the classic thing where it's like, you say like explosion and then it goes like,
Yeah.
and it, like really with a really shitty like green screen thing. That was my idea. This can all be like outtakes as well, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Like, this can be like random fucking B-roll footage.
Oh my god, behind the scenes.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh my god. What a geeky setup.
Yeah, well, it works.
Rate our camera angle setup. Also, remember to like and subscribe, or else.
That looks so shit.
Can I get banned off YouTube for threatening people with a paper cut?
Probably.
Probably. Also, remember to like and subscribe, or else.
Nah. Bit lower.
Now remember to like and subscribe, or else. And kiss your dog.
No, it's still too high.
Fuck!
No, it's cut off your forehead. Wait, it's lean up. Sit up. Your legs look so long. Good enough. Look at this fucking mess. Look at those feet.